Well, I saved up a bit of money when I was heading towards the end of my graduate program. Um, didn't exactly know what I wanted to do because I sort of broke off the original path of being a physical therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is where doing research into your field really benefits in the long run, and that's what I didn't do
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't realize that I needed a doctorate to be a physical therapist, and that's
Uh,
like at the time it was like another 80 to 100 grand to get that extra credential, and
yeah.
so I'm like, well, looking at what they make already, because I've been in physical therapy clinics as an aide, as an assistant, stuff like that. Um, but I haven't really considered like what how much I was going to get paid and how long I was going to have to pay off student debt. I never really asked those types of questions.
Yeah.
So then when I found that out, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do something else. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I don't want to go back home to the Bay Area. I
Yeah.
love the Bay Area, born and raised there. I got people there, but it's expensive.
Yep.
And so I'm like, where else do I want to go? I don't want to go to the Midwest because it gets cold. Uh, don't want to go to Arizona because it's hot. So I'm just gonna keep pushing forward, and wherever I land is where I land. And that was halfway through my last year at Humboldt,
Mm-hmm.
and then um, I forgot exactly when it was, but I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh at the time, the card
Nice.
game,
Yes.
and a bunch of my buddies and I traveled up to a YCS in Portland,
Okay.
and I was like, Portland is sick.
Yeah.
Like this place is awesome. Like I
Yeah.
like everything was great. The food was great. The way we got around was good. Traffic wasn't absolutely horrible at that point.
True. Yeah.
Um, like it was beautiful and it's gorgeous in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so I'm like, this is where I want to go.
Yeah.
And so I planned up until that point to move out and go to Oregon and Portland. But upon moving, me and my roommate didn't have any plan of exactly what we were doing. We just had money.
Yeah.
But nobody wanted to give us a place to live because we didn't have a job and we were looking for a job,
Yeah.
and we were staying with my tia who lives like about an hour away from here.
Those are pretty strong requirements.
Yeah, so we just
For an
upped
apartment.
and left with a big U-Haul, my car towed on the back, and my roommate following me. We just took off to Portland, and we were just like, we're gonna figure it out.
Wow.
So we took a month of driving back and forwards for an hour, doing job interviews, looking for places to live, until we finally found something, and um, we were able to live in like southeast Portland,
Mm-hmm.
which is really nice. It's near everything, good transportation spot, and yeah, we were able to like really like settle down. But it was nerve wracking because we flew by the seat of our pants, right?
It sounds like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had no plan whatsoever.
Okay. So
Kind of
then,
dumb.
tell me about a time where you can curse on here. So tell me when shit hit the fan and you're like, oh wow, something unexpected just kind of threw like made you question like, is this a great idea? Should I be doing this? We can go back, right?
hmm
Was there any time like that where you're like, this sucks. What are we doing? This is not a good idea.
Absolutely not.
Really?
Not one time have I ever doubted the decision for us to come up here.
Yeah.
And that was just because I'm the type of person that, like, if I'm going to do something, I want to do it until I can't do it anymore. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think I had like 10 grand in the bank. So, like, I had
Pretty good.
money to
Yeah.
live off of. Um, but I just didn't have any sort of reason or want to go back to California.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to keep moving. I don't want to give up. I don't want to, you know, be somebody who just like kind of regresses back
Sure.
into like their old ways or like
Yeah.
to an old situation. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with like, backpedaling, taking steps back, going, trying to regroup or retreat a little bit.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I actually feel like if you have somewhere to go back to, it's a lot smarter because then you can replan. You'll be like, okay, I tested the waters. I need to figure it out first.
Yeah.
But again, flying by the seat of my pants, diving head first, never once regretted it. Shit never really hit the fan until my roommate left. like, and had to go back home because of the pandemic, because he was a sushi chef, and a lot of the restaurants were closing down.
Oh dang, yeah,
And
that's
they
right.
couldn't hire him on anymore.
Yeah.
The way he described it, the place that he worked at, he was working full time one day, and then the chef came in, or the manager came in and talked to the chefs, and they were like, "Okay, everybody who's not on salary, pack up your knives, go home." And I was like, "Yo, really?" He's like, "Yeah."
Damn.
I was like, "So what's the plan?" He's like, "Well, I think I have to just go back home." Because he lives in Humboldt. He's from there.
Okay.
So he has family, his mom,
Yeah, he
he has
can
reasons.
regather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody like that down there. So he was able to, to, like you said, regather. But that was shit hit the fan, because then I had to find somebody to like fill the room, because I couldn't afford to pay $1,400 a month for a 2-bedroom by myself. And so that was it, me like realizing I'm in this by myself now.